Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of the EVE Online 30-Day Challenge. And so today we're going out with Chance Harper, and gonna see if I can pick up some of his loot. He's out here on, I think it's, let me bring him on here. Chance, question for you. You're doing level 4 missions, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, so doing level 4 missions, and I'm going to go out and try and clean up. Going to try and scavenge some of this loot. So, and hopefully it's nice and awesome. We shall see, huh? Now, do you normally salvage your own loot, or?
Yes, and level 4 missions usually do, because there are quite a lot of battleship wrecks around, and they drop some good loot and also some nice salvage.
So you're just being nice and letting me fly up and take some of them?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's your theme for today, and it's just easier this way to find some wrecks to salvage for you.
Okay. Well, I'm coming out to you.
Then you can also do another. What faction are you doing missions for?
Galanti.
Yeah, now you can boost. Now you can boost Markee standing by sharing the mission prize. Yeah, and then you can boost his standing and allowing him to do higher level missions. So it's a win-win situation if he chooses, or as if it would be you could. If you want to boost your standing, you could pay him for taking you along in level 4 missions to boost your standing. But for corp mates, we usually just do it, just allow them to tag along, and then they pay the mission rewards back if they want to.
Markee should try to jump out. You're pulling aggro. I know. How you made it to jump directly to me? There should be an acceleration gate. Because there's already some.
Okay.
Don't take that one here. Don't take this one here, because then you just jump in the next pocket with even more enemy.
Okay, let me jump out of here.
This is weird. I was expecting you to land at the acceleration gate at the start of the mission.
Oh.
And there's already wrecks waiting for you, but I'm done here in a couple of minutes.
Okay. Well, I warped out of there. So should I just warp like 100 meters out from you or something, or?
Yeah, just a sec. I'm pulling stage aggro here, and then you can jump back in. Okay, you're clear. You can get back in.
Okay. And fleet. Oh, can't jump to you while I'm already warping. Imagine that.
Wait.
Yeah, I took some damage there. And what kind of ship are you flying?
It's a Tech 2 battleship from the Caldari called Golem.
It's pretty interesting looking. Okay, so now I'm just sitting out here pretty far out. I guess I just wait for you to finish up all of them, and then I just go clean up, and then...
Yeah, you can already start, because I have stage aggro, which means they're shooting over me. They shouldn't attack you now, so you are clear to come in and salvage the wrecks.
Okay. Let's see here.
Now you get to use your tractor beams.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll figure that out.
Start targeting a bunch of wrecks that are under 20 kilometers and pull them in. Looks like you're still far away though.
It's going to be a long flight in.
The max that I trained my Noctis was like 50 some kilometers. I haven't gotten up like to 4 or whatever, 5.
Yeah, that gives bonus of the range of the tractor beams and the speed of the tractor beams. I don't know what skill I have done to mount for my Noctis. I can pull the racks in from 6 to 8 kilometers.
You get the best ones from the battleship wrecks.
Okay, so are all the NPCs dead?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll switch which one I'm headed to. So when I start getting close enough, will my tractor beams light up, or how does that work?
No, you're gonna have to check the distance on your own on the overview, and then you see that it's close enough, then just activate the tractor beam on it.
You can only use one beam at a time. Okay. At least on one object.
Yeah, well, what you can do now, since you're pulling that one in, you can already fly towards another rack, because you keep that one pulling after you, and then you get in the range of another rack.
Interesting.
Yeah, put a salvager on one rack, and then go to the next rack.
Now there's a cargo container that's there, left over.
Yeah, you can loot that, because there was loot in the rack.
What do you think, Chance? Am I supposed to loot that, or you're going around picking everything up?
It's up to you. If you want, you can, but expect it to be a big loot, so it might fill up your cargo hold pretty fast if you loot them all.
Well, are you going through looting them, and I'll just salvage them, or?
No, you can do it all if you want. You can salvage, you can loot. There's plenty left in other pockets. I already did. I'm gonna jump in the next pocket and clear out enemies there too.
Okay. My guy is so slow. Oh, but I can use a tractor beam on this thing now, can't I?
Yep.
And then how does this work to... So I can actually pull it with me, I guess. Open. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. So I guess I'm pulling this. Shit, I don't know
Yes,
what I'm
at the
doing.
moment you're pulling it in.
There we go. Loot all. Okay.
Yeah, there's a bit of multitasking when you're salvaging,
Yeah, I can see that.
including targeting more than one wreck. Oh, here's another tip. You can make those that overview buttons larger. You can drag it down. It'll open. It'll make it larger. So, like, drag a corner open, and it'll just automatically resize the buttons. They're much too tiny on a 1080p monitor.
On the overview?
Yeah, if you the targeting is kind of attached to it. So if you drag out the bottom, say the bottom left corner of the buttons, then you'll make the button larger. And if you drag it around, you can actually change where the targeting, the things that you're targeting are actually set to. You can there's supposed to be a very tiny spot that you can actually click on and drag, but it's very annoying to find.
Boy, I've got this all screwed up, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Let's see here.
And your targeting skill will increase the amount of targets you can have targeted up to the maximum that the ship itself can target. What level is your salvage skill at?
4.
Okay. Sometimes I put like maybe 2 salvagers on one battleship wreck to get it faster.
Yeah.
And once you get to like, was it 5, then you can use the Tech 2 salvagers.
There we go.
So if you
getting a little bit of multitasking going on there.
Yeah, if you target your maximum amount, and you put a tractor on that, and a tractor on another one, and you keep moving, and then you salvage as you're moving, and you just keep adding the tractors and salvagers as they become free.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that Serpentis drops, which sell well, are the armor plate things, armor rig things, whatever they're called.
It looks like I can only tractor one thing at a time.
Well, you can only put a tractor on one thing at a time, so you put it on the next wreck.
Mm-hmm.
One tractor beam per wreck.
Well, yeah, one tractor beam per wreck, but if I try and tractor both of these at the same time, I'll do the first one, but the second one, it tells me you can't tractor something that's already being tractored.
That's because you're targeting that one. You need to select the next one.
Okay, so here, I'm targeting this one, and I select tractor, and then I target this one, lock it, select tractor, and it won't let me do it. The small tractor beam
click
one
on
cannot
it. Click on the small icon on the top of the screen.
The small icon
It shows the rack. Yeah, click on the rack.
You either click on the wreck in the overview, or click on the one, whatever you have targeted. See how it's circling around? That's what you're targeting right now.
Okay. God, it just won't let me do it from the other menu.
It's supposed to be able to let you do it from the overview. You just got to make sure you actually click on it.
Can only be activated on a wreck or... Oh, that's somebody else's ship? What the hell did I just target? Try and tractor. It's a Megathron hull.
It's
yeah, that's just debris. That's not an
Oh.
actual wreck.
Okay.
It's just decoration in space for the mission.
Yeah, I grabbed the wrong thing. Okay. So...
But isn't it don't you think it's uncomfortable to have the pictures of the target up there in the right corner of the screen while you click on the buttons in the left lower center of the screen?
Hotkeys.
Yeah. Well, I'm not ready to do hotkeys yet because I'm a very visual person. Eventually I'll get there, but...
Comes all with practice.
Yeah, that's why I moved where it shows the targets down and put it just above where the buttons to click are. So it's close. So it's close. It's easier to click on the target you want to be dealing with, and then click on the button you're going to use on it. So just instead of going from the bottom of the screen up to the right corner of the screen, just.
I kind of wish they had an XML type of moddable UI like I'm used to with EverQuest too, and then people can make UIs and tailor it to their needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, as it stands right now, all you can do is like change colors and stretch the windows that exist out.
If you want to move the targeted thing to a different place on the screen, you see it's a circle, and up in the right corner of the circle you see a small crosshair. You can click on that, and then you can drag the target bar to where you want to have it. Then it's not up there in the right corner when you're using the buttons on the bottom of the screen. It's kind of then you don't have to be moving around, moving the mouse all over the screen all the time. And it also you can see it better if it's then it's also closer to local, so it's easier to watch local while you're looking at the target. So it's just a matter of taste.
Yeah. I guess those are the kind of things I feel like that I'll start doing once I am, comfortable with what all the buttons are doing and why I'm doing it and everything. Then I'll start to fine tune it.
Yeah, I waited quite a while before I began doing it, and then I have a special setup of the UI when I'm like ratting in 00. So then I always have to look over the overview, no, over the local chat all the time. It's easier for me to watch if there are neutrals or hostiles in the system, and when I'm in large fleets, then I rearrange the UI to suit that situation. So it's a thing that you will figure out what the best way to have the UI when you're doing this and when you're doing that. So that will come a little bit further down the road. One more thing to figure out and try and test out and figure out and think about. But as they say, Eve is easy. Nothing to worry about.
Well, that finally got me some stuff. I went from like 1.2 million or something like that to 3.2 million on this last cargo container. That one had good loot in it. Okay. So they're pulling 3 things at the same time. Now I feel like I'm multitasking.
Getting hang of it, Markee.
Yeah, starting to.
Learning by doing.
Mm-hmm. That's totally the way I learn.
Really, the fastest way to target things, especially if you're going to be in fleet fights, is using the the hotkeys, F1, F2 to target, because clicking might have some actually delay and stuff.
All in time.
Yeah, all in time. If you will become like the rest of us, you have years and years and years to master it.
Yeah.
And yes, audience, he already knows about control click.
What's that?
They're saying control
just
click,
kidding.
control click.
Just kidding. Yeah, I do. I just again, that's just like a hotkey to me. It's having to remember something else. So.
Even using control click, you have to be careful because in a heat of battle, you might actually target something you don't want to.
Now, does this slow my flight down when I'm flying and I'm towing something?
No.
Okay.
Just be sure you don't fly faster. I think it was like 500 kilometers per second. That's the tow. It's the tractor speed. So if you fly beyond that and it gets beyond 20 kilometers, then your tractor will suddenly disengage.
And you'll just leave it out in the distance.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like I'm going about 484. I'm assuming that's M over S, miles per second?
Meters per second.
Meters per second, okay. Meters,
I
miles.
think you can change it to miles.
I don't know, I'll just stay with the standard on that so that when I'm talking to somebody about it, they know what the hell I'm talking about. If I change it to miles, I'll be screwing up everybody else and myself when we talk about it.
This whole time, I'm on my 3-week-old character doing that, balancing the book 7 of 10, mining the asteroids in it that I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be on my other character. I'd have to concentrate too much.
Acceleration gate. How did I get onto that?
Just fly towards it and then activate the jump lower you.
Well, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I accidentally clicked on it.
Okay.
I'm still trying to loot this stuff. So. While I'm flying. I'm just acting like I know what I'm doing.
Well, newbie miners have it good these days. I had to mine in a Navitas back in the day.
Yeah.
Skill training
I
completed.
like the fact that the ore hold now of all the mining ships is ridiculously big.
You can make dinner and
AFK
come back.
mining, yeah, AFK mining for the win. Yeah, that venture, I just put a shield booster on it, went AFK, came back, I think it was about 30 minutes later, and I had millions worth of ore in my cargo hold, and I still was there.
Hey, so Chance, to catch up with you, should I just work to within 100 kilometers of you, or?
You can just use the acceleration, get there.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're in dead space now, in a mission in a dead space, you cannot actually, because he's further on in the mission, you can no longer warp to him. If the warp to will basically put you on the first section, which I believe you're in now, so you'll always have to use the gate.
That's the thing, it didn't. He could actually right warp to me. I was surprised.
Yeah, I
landed in the middle of the rats.
Yeah, I was getting fired upon when I appeared.
And that was new to me, because actually that shouldn't be possible. We should have landed at the first gate of the mission.
I landed
Yeah,
about
that's
2,000 meters from you.
I didn't see that. I was there.
Yeah, it must be new. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe it's because Markee's already won at the game.
Yeah, I already beat the game in 7 days, according to my bio.
He's entered Chuck Norris mode.
Right. I got both my swords. I'm ready.
Hey Markee, maybe you can mine moons now?
Well, I don't know. Can I?
You probably could, if you're in that mode. I'm sure if you just went up to a moon and said, put in my cargo hold, I'm sure it would happen.
Yeah, put the entire moon in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they're changing moon mining in the patch too.
Oh,
Not that anybody in high sec would have to worry about that, I don't think.
There's something to look at. If you look at the his ship, he's firing missiles. I just love the effect of the firing missiles from the ship. If you click on him in the overview and then click on view, the eye icon in the top, you can look at him.
I think he's shooting at me.
Yeah, he just switched target to you.
The aggro, yeah, the rat changed the aggro. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's new.
He wants my bounty.
Yeah. Well, he's down in a couple, so.
As long as you keep moving, you're safe, Markee.
Yeah, he's out of 70 kilometers. And
now there's more of them.
yeah, they targeted me. Markee should be safe.
They might switch aggro though.
So, Markee, if you ever go to the Eve Gate, I might just jump on my other character and go with you and my bomber.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what day I'm going to do that. Should put that on my list. Maybe tomorrow would be a good day for that, or maybe I should do that like first thing Saturday.
Yeah, if I'm about, I'd enjoy to come. That's actually in the 7 years I've been playing, I've never been to.
Really? So, I had planned to just warp around a bunch myself, just make it to the Eve Gate, but there's actually a lot of people that have never been there, huh?
I've never been there. I've been like playing for years also.
I'm gonna link you a blog. I'll link it on Skype. Not at the moment. I haven't got it available up at the moment. But it was basically, I think in 2008, a guy basically created an alt account, and the sole purpose of it was to just go straight into 0-0. Inanimate Nightmare, I think it was the name of the character, and he blogged every single day. And I tell you what, it's an interesting read. He kept it going for about 6 months and then just stopped blogging. But it's a very good story. He did it in character. Very good read. I'll link it to you on Skype when I can find it.
Okay.
Some of the things he did in the game, he went to two of the biggest alliances, spent a bit of time with them, but never stayed with them. Just carried on, just like went there, visited, spent like a day or so with them, and then moved on to another place.
I've had fun in my special ops guy. I've gone into wormholes and destroyed ships in there. There was a guy who had, oh man, it was the most fail-fit Myrmidon you could ever see. He had just plates in the lows, no resists at all. I pretty much destroyed him in 2 seconds.
I do have a photograph of a fail-fit Vex that I had. I went out to 0-0 and actually managed to rat triple 1.8 million battleships and killed them, and it was a really fail-fit.
Yeah, I've done the industrial destruction as well in a miner. I was sitting out just outside of one of the exploration belts I found him mining in. He was gone. I was just sitting there watching, and then he comes up behind me, warps in, so he decloaks me, warping in. So I had no choice but to destroy him. I launched my bomb, and he was just instantly dead.
Right, from those icons and those rats that he's firing at, they have locked you. So as long as you keep moving, you're going to be fine. But they might start firing at you shortly.
Okay. Well, I'll just run away and scream like a little girl if they start hitting me.
You might not get a chance if they do hit you.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Just keep moving across the transversal, and they shouldn't hit you. There's battleships, hard to hit the little destroyer.
Yeah, one of them wanted to switch target back to me, so, and all three switched back to me. So actually what I liked back then is where cargo containers still remained in space, and you were visiting the Eve Gate and there were like a ton of cargo containers. People left there like a note, like, I was here. It was pretty funny and amazing.
Mark, I know you're offline on Skype, but I've just sent you that the link to the blog, so you know, go on there. It's already there for you.
Okay.
I don't think Markee has seen a Titan to answer the chat. I don't know what they mean by, do you know what Steve is?
Do I know what
I think
Steve
they may have
is?
misspelled that.
Oh yeah, I know what Steve is. No, I don't know.
There's only one Steve and Eve that I can say I know, and that would be Stevie SG.
Yeah, you could have seen the NPC Titan. I think they got rid of that from the event.
Yeah, they destroyed it in the event.
Everyone in Eve does not have to know what Steve is, because I've only played for 3 years.
Steve is the first Titan ever destroyed, and they saved his wreck so you can't salvage or it didn't go away, so it's a memorial now. It's the first Titan destroyed, I think, not the first Titan.
So Markee, now you're in the level 4 in salvaging. How are you finding salvaging?
Well, it's working out pretty good. I'm at 4.5 million. I would say that, it's some good stuff here. How much is your whole ship set up there? Now that's quite a, I'm sure you've got a lot of money into it.
Yeah. That's, well, Tech 2 battleship cost around almost 800 million, and then the faction fitting only the shield booster was like 1.2 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So, Markee, you can probably buy 2 of those right now.
What?
Yeah, you should be able to buy 2 of it by now.
I'm so jealous of how fast you accumulate a disc.
Well, I didn't just, I didn't make it all myself.
You logged in and you clicked on the I win button on your keyboard, didn't you?
Yes. Yes. Oh, you know about that button too.
You know when you change the screens on your live stream? I've noticed a button there.
Yeah.
So, small update, Steve is the first Titan ever built and also the first Titan ever destroyed, and they memorialized him.
And yes, you can manually navigate in the game. You just double click in space where you want to go. That's really only good for the local space because it would take years to get across an entire system you're in. That's what warp is for.
So, Markee, you're still busy here. I'm going to get my salvaging ship. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. It's only
Sure.
2 jumps from here.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you're in the TeamSpeak, you should be able to jump down to the room. You'll not be able to talk without being given rights, though.
Yeah, we have to think you're friendly. So, yeah, I have to say, Brian set up this TeamSpeak server, and he did a pretty good job of it because we haven't had any bombs come in. Just somebody who's just really an idiot, trying to disrupt things. So, it's worked out really good.
I don't know. I'm here.
Well, we choose to take your abuse.
Well, that's a good thing about EVE. Most players are pretty mature in EVE. You don't really have squeakers like in other MMOs.
Yeah, actually, I will say that EVE players probably are more mature than any other game I have encountered so far.
Game QQ or whatever is saying that he can't get in. He's getting permissions, not being able to move into the chat channel.
Yeah, well, there is somebody up there who has not been approved yet. I don't know if that is Zero Cool or not. And
Good old name from a good old film.
Hey, well, I'm kind of getting the hang on this multitasking stuff. It's I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Someone mentioned earlier there's a chat channel you can sit in to ask to salvage people's wrecks.
Oh, that's interesting.
Someone can post that again. I don't remember what it was. Maybe that person is gone now. I know it had the word Rex in it.
Okay, well, so far I've harvested about 6.5 million worth of stuff. Not too bad.
That's some good extra money you can make with salvaging and looting.
It's like micromanaging all this stuff. I feel like I'm air traffic controller.
Technically you are guiding the wrecks with your tractor beams, and so basically you are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a question for you in chat from Priestizzle.
Priestizzle? How do you find this 30-day challenge coming along? How does it compare to the first few tries at Eve, and are you enjoying the game now? Okay, well, I think that's a good question. So, when it's said that the game is the most complex MMO out there, I have to agree with it. And the it's definitely it's been a challenge to learn all this stuff. So my first few attempts failed at it, and a lot of that had to do with not having some people to help guide me. Because a lot of this stuff just doesn't make sense when I look at it. And so I ask a lot of questions about these things and everything, and I would have to say that without having the people, I would never have made it this far again. And that's really not a good thing to say about the game overall, I think. Because the game should not be dependent on other people helping someone out so they can get started in the game. If the game could be, if you could do this on your own real easily, then it would have a much better, you know, I don't know. You'd have a lot more people playing it. But because it's so complex, there's a lot less people playing it. At the same time, that is one of the joys of the game once you get into it, is that it is so complex and so hard to get into that it is definitely a challenge. I consider myself to be a pretty smart guy. I know that there are other people out there who are smarter than me, but I'm getting it, slow but sure, but it is not easy to learn all of this stuff. And at the same time, now I have been just diving in real hard and pushing on everything that I do, trying to get more, as much content as fast as I can. And really, part of that is so that I can get through as much in this 30-day challenge as possible, so I can show you as much of the game within 30 days of play. And so someone who is, someone could replicate what I'm doing. It would take a little bit more begging for money. It would take yeah, and it would take making a great network of people so that you could always mine information off of the people who are on and available to play. And that's kind of you guys here in TeamSpeak, you guys keep showing up to to help out and everything, and that has been that's been really great. Not everybody would have that much, this many people to help them out. But even if it was just one, that could get you, quite far. So, probably the hardest game I've ever played. Yeah. So maybe the deepest and most complex game as well.
And as I reminded people in chat of your reading problem, that it would help if they made some of the tutorials a little bit more visual and audio as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm dyslexic, and so I don't. It takes a lot more work for me to read. I can read and comprehend stuff, but I have to put a lot more effort into it. And so, like when I'm one of the things I see complained about from time to time in the chat is Markee never reads the chat. Well, you know what? Sometimes I can't focus on the game and the chat at the same time. So, excuse me. So, just kind of works out that way. Not making excuses. It's just the reason for the way it is.
A lot of the other games, they'll have video and audio to it, and well, at least with the updated tutorials here, they kind of focus your attention somewhere. But other games I've seen where they'll have an arrow and it'll be like pulsing and pointing at something, and so it's a little bit more visual that way as well. But as I've said before in these tutorials, a lot of it is contained within the text you're reading, and if you're going to skip over that, you're going to miss a lot of it. Like I noticed in the advanced military tutorial, it teaches you things about certain more aspects of fleet and stuff, but it doesn't actually show you visually. You have to actually read the text.
So, yeah. It also doesn't help that I'm ADD. So, but
like we said before, Eve University has their wiki, and they have recorded audio classes, and they have links to the YouTube tutorials as well. I actually taught one of those classes years ago. I can't remember what I taught, like 2 or 3 different classes. One of the I learned that the old scanning exploration tutorial from I can't remember his name. I think he's maybe Dutch or German. It's been a long time since I've known the directors' names. I only remember Keldum, who's the CEO. And what they do is you can either, if you're not, if you're in the university and you're not near them, you're decided to not go to Aldrat, you can just listen in on the classes and you can ask questions. But it's easier if you're on the hands-on practical class, and they'll maybe go out to a solar system and teach you how to, use a directional scanner or whatever.
I think Eve University really has a place because they actually fill the need for exactly what I was talking about needing other players to help you out.
Yeah, they even got their own publicly listed chat channel. You just click on the chat channels list, and they're there now. So you just click on the little bubble on your chat, and it'll open up the chat channels, and they're under help. They got their own channel listed there now. And you just click join, and you'll be in their public channel, and you can just watch people ask questions, and you learn that way. You can ask your own questions in there.
Well, I think that I have just about grabbed everything. Got one thing left to grab. And so I don't know if Chance was planning on coming back for anything. I picked it all up.
Yeah, I already cleared up the other pockets.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's all cleaned up now.
Yeah.
We'll wait till you.
Well, if you want, I'll give you all this stuff I picked up.
Nah, it's okay. You can keep it.
It's 13 million worth. Is that a lot?
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What usually I do, I have a industrial, and every time when I do missions, I pick up the loot and the salvage and just store it in the industrial ship. And I wait till it's full, then I fly to the Dixie and sell all the stuff in the market. And it brings usually something around 150 to 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Markee, I created a character, and at the same time as you, I haven't got the implant bonuses, and obviously under the same war decks as you. I've done a little bit of mining. Currently, I've got 5 million ISK on that character, so that gives you an idea of how much that is. Obviously, that 13 million is a nice figure to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a new player, that'll be really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing too that's really helped me greatly accelerate is just having this extra money, and it's from I did 2 things for the money. One is that most of it was donations, and I just went ahead. People kept offering, and I'm like, no, and finally I'm like, okay, fine, and it has allowed me to accelerate what I'm doing a lot, and then the other thing is that I bought about 1 billion worth of ISK, and but I did that the legit way, which is to go and buy an Eve time code and then 60-day code, and then convert it into Plex, and then sell those Plex for ISK for about 500 million each, and so of course I didn't actually go out and buy one. I just got one from my store, but. Just saying, I did it the legit way. So, okay, well, I think that it's time for me to head back to my station.
Also, you just said you've gone over 1 million skill points as well.
Yes.
My same character that was at the same time as you. At one point, I was ahead of you. I think you were on 200,000. I was on 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently on 850,000, and that's obviously without the boosters. That's how much further ahead of me you are as well.
Wow, and my booster has lapsed, or my skills have lapsed. I have maybe up to 2 days worth that lapsed, and that's just because, I wasn't paying good enough attention. But
so it shows that booster pack that you used is definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So get to Markee store now and go and buy some.
Yeah. So, well, I'm happy that I've been selling Eve for about 10 years now, and I of course tried it before because of course we were selling new accounts and game time, but it didn't. I just couldn't ever get into it. So now I have such a deeper understanding for all the customer questions that we always got. And I always had to look everything up and stuff. We always tried to answer everybody's questions. Of course, we don't answer how to play the game, but how it relates to the game codes and to new accounts and everything. And so now I have much greater knowledge of that, and so I can't believe how deep this game is. The game almost makes my brain hurt. It's kind of like sometimes you like sitting down playing a game because it's challenging and everything, and other times you feel like you want to sit down and just watch some TV, which is a lot less mindless, or a lot more mindless, and just because you've just taken in so much, you don't. It's hard work. I sleep well at night while I'm playing Eve, and that's because I think I'm working hard learning all this stuff. So, or should I say I sleep hard at night? I mean, I lay down and I fall right to sleep. So.
But it's mentally exhausting to learn a lot of new stuff, so.
Yeah. So, but I do have to give out a big thank you to all of you guys who have been a part of this so far. You know, with all your advice and with you know, people who've donated money, and then I certainly got to thank whoever it was that made me the #1 most wanted.
To be honest, I think a lot of us would like to thank you for taking this as a challenge. I know there's a lot of people that wanted you to play Eve beforehand.
I was, for years, people have been saying, "Markee, play Eve." Be like, "I'll try it again sometime." So, yeah. And now I've gotten enough into this that I could go out and successfully play, you know, a lot on my own. We still have. This is only day 13. My God, I got to come up with more content for you know, what we're going to do on these other days, because we have covered a lot of ground. So I think that like Eve Gate is going to be something. There's going to continually be new ships as you know, as my skills, you know, go up and everything. I think I'm going to train cruisers now so I can actually fit into some battleships, and it's really mostly so I can just buy one, sit in it, look at it, maybe fly it around the parking lot, and put it back away until my skills are higher, to where I can use it better. But it's yeah, maybe I should look on the Eve wiki tonight, spend a little time and you know, pick out 30 or 40 things to start picking off the list, or maybe I should just take from you guys in chat or whatnot, you know, requests on what you want to learn more about, and we can go and try and figure it out. So,
in case you missed my link, I linked it a few minutes ago. I'll link it again. Eve University Class Library.
Yeah. Okay. So I shall make a bookmark for that right now. As soon as the page loads, loading kind of slow. Still loading. Oh yeah, actually, do I have a link to this already? I may. Okay, well, I'm almost back at the station. Once I hit the station, that'll be the end of this episode. We're not going to do another episode today. I'm not going to start another one here with just a half hour left. But I will do a couple of drawings. So those of you who are watching live, we'll do a couple of drawings for you for another new account and another summer blink code. So it looks like mission bonus. So I guess that I just got 735,000 ISK chance because you included me on that.
Sure, yeah. It's a reward for the mission.
Oh, and another 675,000. Holy cow, I'm rich! There's actually quite a few in here. So, yeah, that actually looks like maybe about 5 million.
Yeah, you got you get a part of the bounty too as well.
Mm-hmm.
The ships I destroyed.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. So,
Sure.
and I got to go out and learn more of salvaging and the tractor beams and everything, because I wasn't going to go out killing stuff to be able to come back with the tractor beams. Oh, there's a yellow cargo container out here. I'm not going to touch it. Let's see here. But it's yellow. That's the first thing. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the first thing I went to whenever and why I caught some crap over just going up under route and right clicking and saying jump to or jump through, as opposed to going to the overview and just clicking on the one and then hitting D to jump. And it's another example of right there. There was a yellow cargo container, which to me, the square looks a lot like a box. So, I mean, I realized it now, but if I were getting chased by other, if I was under attack or something like that, I very well could have tried to warp to that cargo box.
Docking permission requested.
Well, you can't warp to anything that's less than 150 kilometers
Well,
away.
but I can try.
Yep.
Docking
Shit's
pay
not
attention
working.
to the
I'm hitting the key.
And that's the moment you're going to start crying like a little girl.
Yeah, this shit's too hard. So, okay, and before I log off of here, I want to check my skills, make sure that I've got a good training queue going. Okay, 1 day, 16 hours. Okay, so that will continue through. I'll still be working on that tomorrow. I need destroyers level. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, level 4.
4.
Yeah, and then I also need cruisers level 4 to get my battleship level 1.
Well, thing is with destroyers, you might want to pull it up to 5 because next month is a patch coming up and the destroyer skill gets split up into the races.
Well,
Which means if you invest the time now, yeah. So if you invest the time now to train it up to level 5, you actually save a lot of training time because next month it's going to get split up in race-specific skills, and then if you want to do it for another race, then you have to pull it up to 5 if you want to fight the Tech 2 ships. So and that's going to be a lot more training time you have to invest after the patch.
About 28 days until that patch, something like that. Okay, well, I'll figure that out. I'll probably make sure that happens so that I have that beforehand. Okay, this is the end of the episode, and so if you're watching live if you're watching on YouTube, you have to wait for another episode tomorrow. If you're watching live, hang on, don't go anywhere. Like I said, we're going to do a drawing. I'll be right back with that.